Lantern Cove, settled in 1651 by a group of people dissatisfied with life in Plymouth. Lantern Cove was a site with resources in abundance. The shellfish alone made it an ideal site for those pilgrims to settle. The surnames of some of those settlers are notable even today by residents of the town. Vinton, Edinburgh, Ashmorn, Gilman. Their names are preserved in landmarks, in the names of Lantern Cove's bays and ponds, in local institutions both historical and current. These families settled in the cove and have largely remained for hundreds of years. Some call that strange, others just call it New England. But do these old family names have something to do with the darkness that has been overtaking Lantern Cove these past few months? Or is it all a red herring? Perhaps we'll find out as our team protagonists start a new day of research. But before we get to that, a text was sent to Chris by Atticus asking him to meet in the equipment shed, quote, if you want to finish this. Chris, do you go to the shed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A direct challenge. Like, no saving face if Chris turns that down.
All right, Atticus, I presume you get there before Chris?
Yeah, he probably sent it from there. I don't even know if he went home. Yeah, I think he wears a lot of overshirts now, with either sleeveless or muscle shirts underneath, and so he's probably just downed his little muscle shirt, and is thinking, man, if I just keep working out a little bit more, I would look like Marlon Brando in oh my god, what's that famous movie where he's got the muscle shirt on? Anyways, is just contemplating that before Chris comes.
So Chris, you walk into Atticus thinking how much he might look like Marlon Brando.
He's got a real weird look on his face.
I don't think that Chris's entrance is particularly quiet. Kind of throws the door open. Kind of a level of aggression on his face that is maybe rarely seen by this particular group of people, and Knuckles already taped up.
I think Atticus would stand up, and I think you would see a little bit of fear. It's the reality is always a little bit more than you think it's going to be, right? It's a little heavier, your breath's a little shorter than you think it's going to be. And I think he stands up and he says, I have stuff to say to you and you didn't listen. And if the price I have to pay for that is getting my ass kicked, then we're going to get it out the way you want to get it done, and then we're going to do it the way I want to get it done. And then he probably just charges him.
I think Chris is taken aback by that. He didn't really intend to fight Atticus originally, and pre-challenge, text. It was not on his mind to fight Atticus. It's kind of we're stuck in this together. So for Atticus to be hey, I don't actually want to fight, but I feel like you want to fight, and then charge him, I think Chris is hit by a series of thoughts on top of just the emotion. Okay, I don't necessarily want to fight either. Does Atticus actually want to fight, but wants it to be my fault? What's happening here? So I think his immediate instinct to that is to try and just take Atticus and immediately redirect and pin him to the wall, versus throw a punch or do something that would actually hurt him.
Okay. All right, let's do an opposed fight roll, and we'll see how well you pin him to the wall.
I'm going to invoke King's Fight.
+3 is... Oh, good.
Holy shit. I'm gonna re-roll that one. +5 to get a fair? I don't think so. I'm gonna burn 2 of my fate points right off the bat here. There we go. Epic.
Yeah, that's better. That's a little better.
An epic?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I just make it a little silly? because this is Atticus's first like physical encounter. I think Atticus goes to like somewhere between like a shove and a punch, like he can't decide which, and then Chris just like steps back and is now like holding my neck down and my like on and another hand on my back.
Chris, does that work for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I get you in position and I lean in like I'm going to say something really aggressive, but I think I lift you up. Feet shoulder width apart. Frame up.
What?
Punch through me, not at me. I shove you back to the other side of the shed and frame up myself.
All right. I guess I go in again. I think here, can I roll like a empathy roll or something to figure out that this is not as
Yeah, absolutely. I would encourage you to do so, yes.
empathy where Chris is. Ooh, it's a +1, and I think I took empathy now. I did. That was my one I added, so it's +2 to fair.
I mean, I don't think Chris is trying to hide it.
No.
Yeah, I think you would gather, and I think that like relieves Atticus even more because he was hoping it was like kind of like I think Atticus took a leap right from the boat that he knew Chris likes to fight and he likes to fight with what's her name?
Yes.
Like together. So Atticus is kind of doing this thing where he's like, okay, if like this is how he's like a physically communicating like roughhousing, he has brothers kind of thing, right? And like I'm gonna meet him where he needs to get his shit out. So he like, okay, so he squares up and he tries to throw, but he gets like scared, so I think he like aims for his throat. He's like, I don't want to punch him in the face, and then goes down to try to go to his chest, and at the last second like aims for his throat. Good. That's really no, not good. I'm glad I rolled a -2 to poor.
Perfect. And I'm not going to invoke King on this one. Now that it's like it's been made clear to Chris kind of where we are. So that's going to be a good on my end. I think that Chris is like each time you throw a punch or come at him, like going to redirect it or catch it and like give fairly terse feedback, like your posture is poor here, keep your balance, keep your head over your feet, like, and keep tossing you back to the end of the shed until Atticus like gets a solid hit in on Chris.
Yeah, and I think the terse feedback combined with like right, as like an artist he's pretty good and he's like a really good student, has him like dig deep into Captain Anarchism to burn a fate point to use that superb fight. And that is +1. Fantastic.
That's a fair on my end. So you solidly get a hit in through my defenses.
And I think Atticus is like immediately like, oh shit, are you okay?
I think it's also like a solid like hit to the face. I think like Chris like takes it and like you see like his neck tense in like an immediate reflex to stop like further whiplash. You just like glob of blood. He looks up.
Atticus is just like shaking his hand because it's the first real contact his hand has made with another bone.
That's what the tape's for.
You do that on purpose. Why? Are we done? Can we be done? That hurt me a lot.
Feels like we're a little bit more equal now. I had to make sure you earned it, right?
Yeah. Fuck.
Still like full of like energy and physical expression. I think after that hit and what we're at, like Atticus is like kind of in his own like feelings and things like that. I think Chris is going to like step over and like pull Atticus into like a very tight hug. Part hug, part like physical endurance contest, the type of thing that like guys do sometimes. That's just like a little too aggressive.
Yeah. Atticus full hugs back. And reciprocates. And I think like he doesn't like quite go into like a breakdown or anything, but you definitely feel like a little bit of like a choked sob, like a little bit of a choked like kind of thing.
Yeah. Like basically hold that past the point of it being a like comfortable experience.
Yeah.
And then arm kind of firmly around the shoulders, sits Atticus down, sits next to him on a bench here in the shed.
I'm sorry about prom night. I acted like an ass. It's not an excuse. There's no excuse for sometimes the way I act. I know it's wrong. I like the only like good part of me, the only part of me that taught me, the person that taught me how to be charitable, how to like look at the world, not just look at dollars and cents and profits and like, but look at like people and look at things in terms of a more humanitarian and like caring way, and we're all this together, was my dad. And he left and haven't heard from him since. And we don't even know necessarily if he's alive or whatever. Very freakily, I like now kind of hope it just had something to do with this weird shit, and maybe my dad didn't just up and leave me one day after teaching me all these like values and principles that would direct my life. But anyways, I have some sort of like abandonment stuff with that. So every time I feel like I'm losing control of a relationship or I'm fucking it up, I just blow it up before the other person can leave. And when you hit me, it felt like my stepdad, who hits his inconvenience, also me. And that made me not want to, in that next few days, when I was still mad, when I told you we weren't friends, that made me say, well, if he's so mad and I fucked up so bad that I made him do that, then I'm just going to keep fucking it up. So I might as well not put myself out there. And that's not right. And it's not right to Olive, and it's not right to anybody else who I've done that to when I feel scared. And I know that that's a contradiction, and I know it's a contradiction for me to act the way I've acted and then tell you that you are also being an ass, but both of those things are true. And I, in this same breath, will tell you, Gus today wanted to attempt to kill Freya, to seriously put her life in danger so that her thing could come out, potentially, right? And we all told him that's not a good idea. And he said, you know what? I trust the group's judgment. You wanted to talk to the counselor, and we all told you that wasn't a good idea. And you said, fuck those kids. And you did what you want because you think you're better than us. And nobody's better than anybody, I don't think. Or I feel like you think you're better than us. And that makes me mad because I don't think anybody's better than anybody. Except maybe Raw Dog. I mean, you know how I feel about Raw Dog. But that's my piece. So, I don't know. Yell at me or whatever too. But we gotta work together better to survive. I really don't want to die.
I don't think Chris immediately responds. I think he lets it sit for a second, kind of really chews on it. But after an uncomfortable silence, sort of nods. Like I said, man, I'm sorry I hit you. I shouldn't have done that. It felt like words weren't working anymore. but I crossed the line. You're right.
And I crossed the line too, right? And thank you for that apology. I think a big part of it was I just kind of put stuff on you that's not on you, and that's like also my fault too. It just felt too, man, when I first met you, I don't think I hid the fact that I thought you were just like Emilio Estevez from the Breakfast Club, like come back to life. And as I got to know you, I really was like, oh man, this is like a different guy than that. This is not like a typical whatever jock, mean kid, whatever dude. And so I don't know, I think maybe like that made me think like, oh well, I was wrong too, and I was like maybe just projecting more of my like insecurities.
I'm used to that. It sounds like my dad and your stepdad have a lot in common. For the record, I don't think I'm better than anyone in this group. I think to this point I've been about the least useful person in this group, and I'm sure Clark's already told me that he thinks that he's that person. I'm sure we all have a similar...
It's not me. I contribute. I for sure contribute. But it's not you either. We're all... Look, no, for real, man. If anything, even just like the access to the boat, it was your instincts about protecting Jess and knowing that Jess had a link, right? It was also like Olive would literally be dead if you were the one who got us through. Gus like dislocated his shoulder or whatever on that first shoulder check in the door, and I couldn't break the glass. Like without you and that whatever gap of distance, we don't know if Olive can hold on that much longer, man. That's huge. And it's your moral compass that keeps us out of fucking jail. You think if everybody listened to me, we'd be all with clean records?
I appreciate you gassing me up. I'm not
gassing you up. I just need you to be cognizant of your contributions, comrade.
Nice word.
I feel like this group since prom has moved from being effective to being absolutely chaos. We can't reach a consensus. We can't make a decision. We can't do anything. We're running in circles, afraid to do anything because it might put people in danger or hurt people or get us in jail, and we're making no headway on a tight time limit. I was an asshole, and I went to the counselor, and I did that without talking to the group, and I did that because I felt like I was being ignored, and I stand by it. I don't apologize for what I did in that moment because I don't think it was wrong or a mistake. I can appreciate that you disagree, and I can also appreciate that I was being an asshole doing it, but I still think it was the right thing to do.
I think it may have been, and I think I can't necessarily disagree with you that it's there was the wrong or right, we don't know. I mean, we both may be wrong, and it may have been the worst thing we could do because it could lead to X, Y, or Z, right? Because that's the danger of this all. There's no safe decisions. The point I was illustrating that with, though, right, is like, I may have deserved to be punched, but it could still be wrong to punch me. It may have been the right thing to do, And just like it may have been the right thing to do to push Freya off that lighthouse. But part of the respecting the group's consensus is like the part that I'm saying. I don't, and I, you know, I don't necessarily, it's not even necessarily about the thing, right? And it just feels like there's a lot of, and if you feel ignored, then obviously like everybody's doing it. I agree with you that like, that's part of why I wanted to do this. We're fighting too much. There's still too much like large dissensions and divisions. And I didn't want to be contributing to that anymore, because if it results in any more deaths than have to happen, I'm not going to be able to live with myself knowing that it's like my ego that got in the way. And so I think like, you know, as a team, right? My dad was a big football guy and we used to watch a lot. And like he would always say that it's not talent and it's not even schemes that makes like teamwork work, it's trust. It's right, like a cornerback knows that he has to play the flats if there's a 2 safety high. And if he's out of position, then it just screws over the whole team. And that's part of like why we're stalling out, is the trust and the ability to know like that we're all working towards the same goal. And I think that you Olive are probably better at being able to like gather that consensus and group us together. But like we need to put our egos aside. That's me too, right? And for sure, Gus needs to stop acting like we're all trying to kill everybody and that he's the only one that cares. So I'm not trying to like rake you over the coals for the past. Like what happened. I agree with you. I think we're coming at it from 2 different angles, right? We both see the dysfunction, and I think maybe we're both a little right. Maybe we do need to listen to you more, but maybe you should trust us a little more instead of immediately doubting everything. Like seeing Raw Dog. I wanted to see Raw Dog 2 weeks ago, and that was the right place to go. He gave us good information. So it's not always bad, you know?
I think Chris bites his tongue here because he does not think that we got good information from Raw Dog, or very much useful at all. I think Chris kind of lets that sit. Again, like he's not a particularly fast thinker. I think after a bit more silence, right? He kind of nods, says, "No, I get it. You think we should play a team, and I went off to play the hero. I got to get back, get some sleep for practice in the morning."
Yeah, I gotta get up early too. I'm up to 30 miles in the mornings on the bike.
Damn.
Yeah, going well.
I'm glad to hear it. And you're looking good too. Kind of like punches your abs.
Yeah, he like tenses like a second too late. And it's just like, yeah. Trying to go for more of that like more like a Jacob Elordi body than like the traditional Brad Pitt. Little like more lean muscle, you know, and then bigger in the shoulders.
I have no idea who that is, but the look is all about what you target when you're working out. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, swimming. I gotta get the shoulders while keeping the waist thin.
Swimming's good. Low impact cardio. Save your knees.
All right, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And from that lovely scene, we move on to the next morning. It's Monday, so it's back to school with you. And once you're at school, something becomes evident, something that's been happening in the background for a while now, but really can no longer be ignored. And to see how much you all catch, I'd love for everybody to give me a notice roll, please.
Notice, you say?
And I'm rolling like garbage on this
Have anything that can
roller.
help me in my...
Olive got a great.
Nope.
Ray got a fair.
Clark got a superb.
Gus got a great.
Atticus got average.
Okay, so nobody got a mediocre or below. with an average or a fair, it occurs to you that the students are quiet and dispassionate, and that seems to be getting worse. If you got a good, you recognize that it seems like it's a lot of the school, but not all of it. And you've seen it happening to teachers, faculty, even in your families as well. So it's not just limited to the school. With a great, there was one great, right? And then one superb. With a great, you also can tell that it's not just the depression of the murders and such. It's as though whatever makes people lively, animated, or, well, sort of people is just lacking. With the one superb, you're able to pick out that it's specifically your grade that is suffering this lack of vibrance, and most particularly the people in classes with you 6. And there are only a few exceptions who seem immune. It may take the whole school day to notice whom, but the list of people at normal energy levels includes yourselves, Dustin, Molly, Jess, Aaron, and Clark's sister Angie. Everyone else that you interact with regularly, be they teachers, family, classmates, or what have you, is walking through life like a zombie, like a blank-faced automaton. The faculty is clearly also noticing the situation, as you can see them walking through the halls worriedly, giving each other looks of bewilderment, occasionally popping their heads into a classroom on flimsy pretenses though to try to get closer to whatever is going on. Other than that, though, it's a normal school day. The usual assignments, the usual academic nonsense. What would y'all like to do?
I think whenever I see Gus, I'm gonna ask him, hey, how did you meet Dustin again?
He's just a freshman who latched onto me in our shop class. I helped him make a clock once.
But isn't that the class where you found the blueprints?
Yeah, the ones that Sophie Scott wrote.
Do you think they might be related?
Yes, 100% Dustin is a lying piece of shit who changed the world for the worst and who has now lost all of my powers for me. Honestly, all these people around here look like shit, feel like shit, and I get it. The world is a desolate fucking place, and there's no joy to life anymore. I can't even watch Sabrina the Teenage Fucking Witch without crying. And it wasn't even like the episode that Harvey and Sabrina got married, or like one of the 15 times they broke up. Like, those are the sad ones, but I cried at the Halloween episode with the fucking monster party in the goddamn living room. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Just that, like, do you think Dustin is the one who gave you the blueprints?
Now I do. Do you want to go beat the shit out of him?
I don't actually. I'm not good at violence yet.
I don't like it, but only when I think of him do I want to
actually
punch him.
really was gonna ask for your help to help me get better at violence, but not for like people for like when the fish monster's coming in.
I don't know how to do that. You should ask Chris.
No, no. This is like tech to help me, not technique.
You want me to make a weapon? A weapon is what you've asked me to make? To bring into this world to create more violence?
Like it's a utilitarian thing, but that can be used as a weapon.
Like a wrench.
Yeah.
I can
All
make
right.
you a wrench.
Cool. But a wrench for my knuckles.
I don't know what that
I'll
means.
show you later. It's cool. I'll come over later.
Like an Allen wrench?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. What a good conversation. Getting better.
I think Chris got pretty low on the notice roll, so I think all he does out of it is like sends a message to the group like, God, it has been so difficult to get any motivation or hype into the lacrosse team. Like, practice this morning was freaking dead. It's miserable. Do you think it's prom? People still bummed about that? Can we like make a prom too?
Electric Boogaloo. You get a text back from Clark. I think we need to have a group sesh. Because I feel like it is and isn't prom, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely not.
It's the stuff that went down at prom. I've been seeing it all day today in all of my classes. Not one of the scenes in my acting class had any emphasis, any emotion at all. It's like they're not human.
I'm gonna reply to a text thread from I think 4 episodes ago now. Like, hey, Freya, speaking of not being human, any luck on the research into Dagon?
Yeah, I don't think I ever got around to it. I will text back. I got distracted. I will do that soon.
Thumbs up, bicep emoji.
And then she will probably just skip class and take some time to try to read up on that.
No, it is easy to find information about Dagon. There's a Wikipedia entry about Dagon. You don't gotta roll to get Dagon information. There's a lot of stuff about him. He was a character from, sort of a character from Lovecraftian stories and has been adapted in many types of popular culture since then. It's sort of a fish god figure that is served by fish people, really.
I'm just gonna send the Wikipedia link to the text.
It seems like the fish people are a tool.
They are also tools, can verify. Send text.
Olive sends a text just to Clark because what he said triggers something, and she just says, "You saw automatons." Pep rally.
You get a text message back. Thanks for calling out what I'm too afraid to say. Sincerely, thank you. Send.
She just does a heart, a little heart tap back thing. But then to the big group, she texts, "We all definitely need to talk. There have to be things that we've missed." And that's all she says. And then she goes silent again and lets you all do your thing.
You all want to cut class and meet in the library?
Yes.
I can't cut class. If I get caught cutting class, it's bad news for the team.
Yeah, my GPA is dropped to 4.2. I can't miss any more class.
Thumbs down on that one.
We can talk during lunch or after school.
That works.
I'm down for that.
I'm here.
Me too.
During lunch at the library?
Yes to Chris.
Have you guys noticed that it's mostly the people we interact with that are sad pandas?
It's the strings.
I think it's everyone else except for the strings.
The strings, if they are attached, then we aren't sad. Your sister is bundled in them.
Yeah.
And there was strings that attached to every one of the people on this list, except us, because I think we're like Sophie Scott and we have little fairies living inside of us.
Oh.
I wouldn't say a little fairy, but
We get it, you're kind of gay. It's okay to say that.
I'm more than kind of gay.
Yeah, me too, it's fine.
okay.
Olive, you sounded kind of urgent.
I think our visions, I think we have to break down our visions that we had to start. Because Clark saw automatons. I got grabbed by a sucker creature. I got grabbed by a tentacle. Who else got grabbed by a tentacle out in the bay?
Yeah.
I get the vibe you're putting down, and I think that these visions are probably more than just visions, they're premonitions.
When we met the fairies before we took action, they told us to put together what we know. So I think that's a good idea.
Yes. All agreed. Some of us might not remember our vision. I'm gonna try really hard. I'm just be honest. I think it just stank. I think mine was like it stank a lot.
Which would explain the fish smell at the prom.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm right.
I definitely remember that being one of ours. I don't remember whose, but
I don't remember whose either.
I mean, the thing is, for my vision, it was so bad, I just started puking. Like, I don't remember much. It was like shadow creatures or something in a circle. I just got violently sick immediately when it happened.
Wait, so who are the people again who are the other non-sads? And that might be from different dimensions.
not sure about other dimensions, but I know that Dustin, Molly, my sister Angie, and Jess have all seen pretty.
And Aaron, my friend.
And Aaron.
And your friend Aaron, yes. Because, so remember, around the time that Aaron changed their name, didn't they have like a bit of a change?
Yeah.
Hey, Clark,
Yeah?
can I ask you a really hard question?
Gus, if this is going to be about my sister being some weird-ass being, go ahead.
Okay, it is.
Okay.
Okay. Does your mom ever talk about your sister being born? Was it hard for her?
I don't... Honestly, I don't remember her mentioning it. To be completely frank.
Yeah, it's like a weird thing to talk to your kid about, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you ask?
Okay. Yeah, sure. If it helps us. Oh, I mean... What, can I ask why, though?
Yeah, because, I mean, it might upset you. Are you sure you want me to
I
tell you
don't
my
care.
theory?
At this point, our lives already fucked up. Just, what is it, dude?
The more I think about it, Dustin talked about that that show, that House on the Hill.
Yeah?
Yeah. It wasn't from here, and it cost me all of my powers. It's from a different dimension.
Oh, I love that show.
Your sister has seizures. It's almost like she doesn't phase with the world we're in. When we visited the fairies, it was like a connector between dimensions, right? I opened a door. A door means two sides, right? And an open door means other things besides you can get in or out.
Understood.
I'm not saying that's what made your sister. I'm saying I think it has happened more than once.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know if your sister is supposed to be born.
That's an absurd way to say that. Even if what you mean is the best intentions, that's the Gustafer. That is the worst possible way you could have said that.
Okay, it's not my name. How do I say it better?
I shouldn't be born?
Should it be born? She shouldn't be born? She shouldn't be born. Is that better?
I wasn't supposed to have been?
From a multiverse, that would work way better than what both of you are proposing. From another dimension, from another reality. There's a billion different other ways better than both what you both just said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your sister is, I think, maybe is a being born of shadow who doesn't phase well within this dimension. It might have been like some sort of
Hey, Gus. I think let's stop that line of of conversation.
Bad
Just
communication right now.
No, I
Okay.
mean, I think I understand where your brain is going, but Clark very obviously deeply cares about his sister, and you saying that she shouldn't have been born could be very deeply upsetting.
That's fair. That's why I asked first, though.
Yeah.
But now I'll stop.
But hey, guys, like back to I'm just remembering the dreams that everybody had, and I guess I feel like you talked about just being burned.
Yes. It was like fire, like all over my skin, like losing all of my powers.
Or was it like
That was an emotional pain, like I was burning.
But is the burning like Brennan's situation? Because I felt like
it could have also been that. That's really good.
It feels like the big thing is that puppets were the big thing. Like everybody,
the strings
had puppets. Well, there were strings, but like Freya, you talked about how you lost, like you became a puppet. Like it wasn't that we were surrounded. Like you were a puppet, and like things hurt that you couldn't control. And
I don't really want to talk about it, but
I know, I'm so sorry, but maybe that's something we need to look into for you, especially if you feel like what you feel about not being able to die. And like I want to protect you, but there's just a lot, and I don't know.
What are the dreams that haven't happened yet? What are the visions that haven't happened yet?
I
think we're going through that right now.
Yeah, I mean, as far as we know, Freya hasn't been a puppet.
And also Clark.
Faceless drones.
Or that is happening.
Walking a sea of faceless people. They were just walking. It was just a crowd. It was literally a high school hallway. It was like the main hall. It was the main hall.
Yeah.
Whose vision happened sequentially before yours?
They all happened at the same time.
No. No, I'm saying if they're all premonitions and they're all happening at a time, we need to create the timeline of when they've happened.
So we happened. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
To help us project what might happen next.
The circle of shadows. Chris, that was you, right? Maybe that was the summoning circle. It was a ring of fish people.
I was thinking that too. Like that was a ring of people. That's about.
Yeah, that was prom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember the shadows being taller, but I don't know. That might have just been the view from the ground.
Hey Freya, are you not telling us something?
Why do you ask?
You keep looking down, and you said you don't want to talk about that, and then didn't finish your sentence.
It was just... No, I'm not keeping anything from you. It's been a rough time.
How?
I love you, Gus. Just the last little while has, been rough, and I am doing my best, and I am still here, and I'm still part of this group, and I am still trying to figure things out.
I feel like I'm split into two pieces. I want to make you feel better, but I also think that you're the last piece of the puzzle, and we don't know a lot about what has happened to you because you don't want to talk about it, which I think normally would be okay, and like it is a journey that I'm on to learn how to be better at that, but I think something is happening, and you keep kind of saying weird things, And also, your tires kind of matched a lot of the prints that we saw around town. And I know that sounds weird, but now a lot of things are kind of adding up, and like the ravens are attracted to you. Why are you different?
I had realized I was different.
We're all different, but you're different in a way that is connected.
Have you all read Frankenstein?
Yes.
No.
It's... I don't know. I don't know if it's... My dad left when I was young, and I have a lot of feelings around that I try to deal with, and they just, they're there, and I just have to keep moving on, and that's what I try to do here. You get a lot of feelings about shit, and you feel them, and you keep moving, right? And once you've felt the emotions, you don't have to keep revisiting them. That's why I don't talk about stuff like that. I don't think I'm answering your question, but
You're not.
I don't know how to answer your question.
Yeah, I don't understand the line of questioning. It feels very accusatory.
Don't worry. You don't have to worry about Gus hurting my feelings or anything. I get it.
Why did you ask us if we had read Frankenstein?
I mean, I am the monster in our dreams.
Oh, is that what you are?
Yeah.
Oh, I just assumed you were like a monster. Like you look super fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, the movies don't do it justice. Yeah, I really like the feeling of being the monster. It's freeing. I have the power that I don't have in real life. And it also has all this rage from being abandoned by its creator. I've felt stronger in this last couple months than I ever have before. And it's kind of intoxicating. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just talking.
Well, we don't need a lunchtime therapy session.
Yeah, I agree.
No, but I think that quite a few of us understand. I feel that way about me and my dream, so it's all.
Yeah, I don't understand what we're doing anymore.
Yeah.
Gus, do you think Freya's bad? Like, what are you getting at?
I don't think Freya's bad. I think Freya's fairy is awakening.
Right, Gus asked me if there was anything I was hiding, and I haven't talked about that shit, so that's the only thing I could think of.
I think that's helpful. I think maybe the reason why we're chosen is tied into all of this. But Sophie Scott had something inside of her, and she was part of a group years ago, and now these kids are showing signs of being from a different dimension. So I don't know, I think history is repeating itself somehow, but I don't have the final pieces to the puzzle.
Freya looks visibly removed from the conversation now, like she's slumped and in her own head.
Is there any way that we can look into... I think we're all kind of assuming that Brendan had something to do with that friend, John, who died in the car crash, because he died in Chicago. Is there any way... Freya, you are better at investigating this stuff than I am, but could we look and see if we can find any information? look at police reports. I don't know if that'd be something they'd put in public. You know what I mean?
I can try. She pulls out her phone and is gonna start trying to find stuff like that.
Give me an investigation.
Yeah, I'd like to give the help action.
Would Freya let you? Because it sounds like Freya's using this as a way to, like, oh, thank God, I have an excuse to disengage.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
Okay. Well, your investigation is great. Is like very good. So.
Literally great. That is a good.
With a good, you're able to find a police report that mentions the car accident that was fatal in Chicago. It was at night a few years back. There's nothing strange about it, nothing unusual that stands out.
Freya just says that there's nothing useful that she can find.
Are we stuck?
I felt stuck from day one, so I'm the wrong. I don't know, but I feel like we should talk to somebody. Should talk to these. You know, I'm gonna talk to Aaron if they're not acting weird or whatever. I mean, if they're different, I want to ask. I want to see why. I am also thinking about talking to my dad since he went here. How old is the principal? Like, how removed? Because my dad also graduated from Lantern Cove High School. So would I know how generationally removed? Like, is there any chance that he was like a freshman or something? Or like, were they ever in the high school at the same time?
Yeah.
Honestly, if Sophie Scott went here and my dad went here, I kind of want to talk to him and see if it's throwing him off or he's even like this person from high school is showing up again, exactly the same.
Sarah, what did it feel like when that clock was on? Like, do you like when I made the clock in the vision and it started to like do something? Did it feel like it was like sucking something out of us? Or like sapping our energy in some way?
When you made the clock in the real world or in the dream?
Oh, probably more in the real world.
It did not feel like it was sucking something out of you. No, it felt wrong, like it was not malfunctioning, but functioning in some sort of negative way, and it was affecting the space around it in strange ways that you couldn't quite see.
Do I think that was because I made it with the magic? Or just because of it like what it is?
I don't think there was any indication that the magic was linked to it.
Okay. That the only robotic thing I can think of right now that is not the kids is this clock that felt wrong that I made before with the magic. And it is deeply connected to Sophie Scott, who we saw, or who Chris informed us about. She had some sort of transformation. There was something that was being her, controlling her like a puppet. Can we talk to her again? Like, all of us talk to her?
I mean, of course. Yeah, but I don't know how long it takes for that thing to recharge.
Well, here's the thing. Brennan said that there was a female voice controlling him, and he was sneaky and conniving and a great liar. Who's to say that his boss isn't as good as he is?
Was he a good liar? He kind of just spilled everything he knew as soon as we got to him.
Well, I mean, when we were caught, but...
Is Sophie Scott here? Like, today? Or she's out for feeling bad, or...
She's here today.
Usually when you corner an animal, it shows you its claws.
Do you have the blueprints?
I sent them in the group chat.
But I mean, okay, what I'm thinking is, do we meet her and show her the blueprints?
That's what I meant too. I don't have them with me personally, but there is a picture of them in the group chat.
Would it be more effective if we confronted her with the physical thing?
I think it would be more effective if we do it as soon as possible.
I'm okay. I'm okay with doing that. If everybody else, but we're trying this thing now. So what everybody else is on board for.
Okay.
I'm on board.
Atticus says he's down, but he says, do you think it's good to do it during school hours, or do we like
Oh yes, while there are witnesses.
do a little B&E later?
No, I think we need people around.
I would rather be many people around.
Okay. Yeah. I think so too.
I think the thing is less likely to show up if there's a bunch of people around.
Yeah, so maybe like right after school, still people milling in the hallways, or like right now.
To be completely honest, I don't think it's gonna care, because at this moment it's like the Vision, automatons. So really, I don't think anyone's gonna notice. Just like how we were talking earlier about skipping class, 100% did not want to chance it, but at the same time, I'm wondering whether or not anyone's gonna notice anything.
Nobody saw the fish people at prom.
That's also just like our grade that's automatons. And while Chris, I'm going to assume someone else, the person who got that nose roll, said that out loud.
Yeah.
And I mean, the creature didn't make any attempts at subtlety or stealth, I suppose, in the cafe. We also weren't in the middle of a crowd. And if this thing is if it takes as much energy as it seems to for it to possess Sophie Scott, then I don't think that it would have additional energy to not be seen. I don't know. It feels safer to me to do this right after school. That gives us a good mix of there are still some people around or nearby if we need to make a quick exit, but not so many people around that the thing is afraid to come out.
She's our counselor, right? For our specific... For the reason specifically why we are getting counseling.
Yeah.
What if we ask if we can get a group counseling? A group counsel session. That'll get us in a room with her alone.
I can see that. So it feels smart.
I like that a lot.
Olive is going to agree to that, and she's going to be like, actually, I'm going to go. So are we going to all agree to maybe meet outside of her office at the end of the day?
After school, yes. We'll set up a meeting for after school.
Okay.
Okay.
Olive wants to go find Jess.
It's crazy because that's exactly who Chris was gonna go find.
Olive goes, and then she notices
So
Chris
wild,
walking in the
Jess
same
was
direction.
Also gonna find Jess.
We all come together. We can't all do this. No, just kidding.
Okay, I'll go get the blueprints. I'll leave Jess to y'all.
Okay, no, you can come too. I just, she kind of knows what's. It doesn't really make sense to talk to. I mean, Molly was so freaked. I mean, maybe she understands what's happening, but she was shutting down, so I don't really want to talk to her. But Jess was in it. Jess kind of knows. So maybe if we talk to her, she'll have some kind of... I mean, Gus, you can come. That's okay.
Oh no, Atticus asked for a wrench anyway. It's probably better if y'all two just do it. I'll be back.
Okay.
How much time is left in lunch, actually?
About half of it.
I mean, if you want to have one-on-one time, we have a mix practice with the Wyverns tomorrow.
I mean, I don't necessarily care if it's one-on-one. Again, I just wanted to have a conversation. I mean, maybe it'd be good if we're both there, because I mean, she obviously trusts you a lot, so
Yeah.
she doesn't really
Okay.
know me. Cool. So yeah, where is she? And also, you probably know where Jess is, so.
Yeah, she's gonna be sitting at the jock table with the rest of her team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe you can get her away from there. I don't really mix with that group very well. So,
Sure. They all assume we're dating anyways, so.
bright red. Just. Oh, you and Jess. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bright red either way. Just.
Right.
Like, we don't talk about dating. No.
Yeah. I'm gonna go up to Jess's table and lean over and be like, "Hey, can we coordinate some stuff for the Wyvern Dragons cross practice tomorrow?"
Sure. And she stands up and turns to everybody like, later, losers, and follows you without hesitation.
We do still need to coordinate some stuff for that practice. Have you been having trouble motivating your team?
I've got a couple players that are not. They're just not into it. Have you noticed that it's like a plague around here? There's a lot of people just sort of staring into their lunch trays.
Like a plague, huh? Yeah, we were just talking about that. It's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about. 'Cause it feels like... by the way, Olive's here.
Hi, Jess.
Hey, Ellen.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. It's like the dream team and the people that we've interacted with seem fine. You, Molly, or the people that we've seen interacted with, like Aaron, Dustin, Clark's sister, all seem fine, but everyone else are like zombies. And it feels like a weird reversal, right? It feels like we should be the ones who are drained.
Because of all the stuff you're going through?
Yeah, all the stuff and interacting with other beings and the death.
Did you say that not everybody on the team was zombified?
Yeah, only like 2 or 3 of them.
Who?
Are they the people in our grade?
Yeah.
Is everybody else not in our grade? Or are there any people that are in our grade that seem to be okay?
This is all subjective, but Taryn's in our grade and she seems fine.
Olive looks at Chris, and I don't have any classes with her. Maybe that's a connection.
Do I know anything about Terrans?
I mean, you've seen her on the team at practices, but yeah, you don't really interact.
That's really good information, Jess. That's odd. I don't think any of us have interacted with her. So she's a part of this.
Maybe, or maybe it's who we... Chris, everybody on your team is going to be affected. You have really direct contact with everybody on that team. So maybe it's like a plague.
You're the carrier?
Think we're spreading a plague?
Maybe, and maybe maybe Jess, you've got antibodies now? You've got an immunization? have you been having any dreams? Like, has there been, like, there was that one dream, but have you been having anything weird?
I think Chris kind of like gives Olive a look, is like yeah, of course, like her mom died.
I mean, my dreams have been shitty ever since, but I don't know. I haven't had anything like the dream that night, if that's what you mean.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Something off, something different. Okay. No, sorry. Thank you. That's actually really good information. Like Chris said, it's just so weird. And it's hard to see, like, I wouldn't have even noticed it because it's everybody around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What is water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do with this information, but I'm glad we have it.
I think we're kind of in a position where as much information as possible.
Yeah, maybe Gus can make some mad science vaccine.
Yeah. She kind of laughs at that. It's like, yeah, that would be... I don't want to tell him that. I'm worried he'd blow something up. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you guys plan your thing. I want to check in with my dad really quick. So, I'll talk to you guys later.
Good to see you, Olive.
Yeah, bye, Jess.
So I was thinking that the plays that we could practice.
And fade out from there.
Lacrosse.
All right, who's next?
While that's going on at lunch, Clark's gonna try and text Ashley, see how she's doing, see what's going on, touch base.
She has a different lunch period than you, so she is in class, but you do get a heart on your text.
Anyone who sees him literally just instantly sees him blush and put his phone away and just kind of has this cocky smile for a split second, and then realizes, wait, no, that's not a straight answer, hold on. And just texts her, hey, do you want to hang out later tonight?
Yeah, you don't get a text back until the end of the period, and the response is depends on what you're doing.
He does not know how to... He honestly is just like fucking flustered at that point. He's just like, oh shit, what do I say? Atticus! Help!
Atticus is the one you go to. I mean, I guess in this group, that's not necessarily
At this point, it's like it's levels, man.
incredible. No, I love it.
Sincerity's your best friend. Just say something about how much you want to spend time with her, that you just want to do whatever you're doing as long as she's there with you.
Honestly, I just want to see you again. It's been a minute. Want to watch a movie?
Gross. I'm in.
Sweet. I mean, ew. And he pretty much goes about the rest of his day waiting until the end of class.
I mean, I wouldn't mind like tapping my dad to like about Sophie Scott before we have a meeting with her. If I can find him, I guess his office in the gym or whatever, wherever he might be.
Sure, we'll say that he has a planning period right now, so you can catch him. He looks up and he's like, "Hey, why are you in class?"
Hey, no, I'm heading that way. I've got a free period. So, I have been doing this kind of report thing about the history of Lantern Cove, and I came across this picture, this photo, and I thought, because you were in school with the principal, right?
He thinks about it, and he thinks a long time, and you realize that whatever is affecting everyone is affecting him too. He's definitely sort of slow and lumbering in his thought process, and he doesn't seem particularly like into it. So he says, "Yeah, Calvin was a senior when I was a freshman."
Oh, okay. So, like, and I show him the picture from the news article. So, did you guys, did you know these people? Because that's the principal right there, right?
Yeah, that's Calvin. I feel like, that's Counselor Scott, obviously. I feel like I recognize the other two, but I don't know.
And oh, so you knew Counselor Scott when you were all in high school?
No, I didn't know her, but I guess she was there too, was she? He seems confused.
I have a stunt called Lie Whisperer. I don't know if I want to use this. I don't know that he's lying. Okay, well, okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna use this stunt Lie Whisperer to see if and that will add to my empathy. So I'm just gonna kind of see what I'm getting from him from this. All right. So that is an epic.
Okay. With an epic on this empathy roll into his motivations or his sincerity, you think that your father is doing his best to dredge up memories that are very difficult for him to dredge up, and he sort of feels like it's not worth it. So he's not giving you everything because he doesn't want to work enough to bring back that much memory clarity, but he's not being deceptive.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I feel like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like this is a man who is a coach in the high school he graduated from, probably loves to talk about his time at the high school.
Yeah.
So this is weird. I mean, okay. Olive kind of smiles and nods and says, "Okay, well, cool. I was just really curious because, it's kind of fun seeing pictures from everybody. It's hard to remember that, the principal used to be like us. So, cool. I'm going to be hanging out with friends after school. Is that okay?"
He glances back up. It looks like he had already checked out of the conversation, and he says, "Yeah, of course."
All right. Okay. Talk to you later. Yeah, she files that away.
Anything else before we go to our group counseling session at the end of school?
Yeah, Freya is just gonna straight up leave school for that period until we're gonna meet with the counselor, and she's just gonna go spray paint some walls, random shit. Just completely not be there for a little while.
Roll stealth.
That is a 4.
As you are getting out your spray paint, a cop car comes around the corner. They turn on their flashers and pull up to you.
She slowly puts it back into her bag.
Cop steps out of the driver's side door. He's a tall man with a mustache, looking pretty relaxed. Says, "Aren't you supposed to be in school?"
Yeah, my mom took me out because we had a family thing happen.
All right. And he pulls out a pad, and your mother's name is?
Freya does not respond to that. She just stands there.
Do you have any sort of identification with you?
I don't have to answer that.
All right, all right. I see you're one of those modern kids. Look, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I just need to get you back to school, okay?
I call my mom.
Your mom picks up after a couple rings. Says, honey, what's the matter?
Hey, this cop is trying to get me to go back to school, but you took me out of school today, right? I put it on speaker.
Give me a rapport roll.
Mom's a narc.
Do I have anything that will help with this? Nope. That is a mediocre.
Mom, no.
So you put your phone on speaker, and your mom says, what?
I'll call you back. Hangs up. Fine. I know the way, and she's just gonna start walking towards school.
You have a smug-looking police escort back to school. End of class comes. You meet up in the counselor's office. It is too small for a big counseling session like you're planning, apparently. It's not a big office. It has 2 chairs.
Yeah, I think like Chris would have either emailed her or like gone and talked to her beforehand to be like, hey, we want to do this thing, if she wanted to like reserve a classroom or like do it out on the field or something.
All right, that makes sense. Yeah, let's say it is a classroom. It's got a classroom set aside. It's a freshman English classroom.
Wait, we're not doing this in her office?
Nope.
It's a small office.
Okay, but like there are clues in her office.
But we've already raided her office.
But she changes her office every time she has a counseling session, Chris.
No, she doesn't. We confirmed that. That's the thing that we confirmed last time we went. Yeah, she has a bunch of toys, but they're not like special toys.
She wears different things based on the people she's talking. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, she wears different things.
I don't know. Have you checked to see if she's wearing her necklace other times?
I ask her about that. I want this to be very confrontational. I don't think we should dance around this.
Okay, I disagree, and I have a suspicion that the rest of the group will also disagree on this being very confrontational.
Yeah, I think we need to back her and provoke her so that whatever is inside of her comes out.
I just asked nicely about this whole situation in a very frank manner, and that's all it took for this thing to come out. I think that's all it takes. Like, when you were doing your magic, you didn't have to get aggressed into doing the magic, you just did it. I don't think it's a life or death thing to channel this.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Gus, I think you and I should not do the talking.
So many questions.
I do too.
You can ask the questions, just don't be like, and I'm gonna fight you. Like,
Okay, we all know how Gus talks.
I'm not gonna fight her. I just want to be direct with her. I don't like games.
being direct is fine. I think being direct, frank, honest is chill. You did not say that. That is not what you said you wanted to do.
Okay. I want to be aggressive with my words, not with my actions.
Okay, so now we're back to let's not do that.
Okay, let's take it down from aggressive down to direct.
We can
Frank
be direct.
is-
I can be
Yeah.
frank and direct. I can do
Okay.
that. I will try my best. I ran home. I grabbed you a wrench, Atticus. Here. I also have a rolled up. I rolled up the blueprints and I have them and they're sticking out of my backpack.
Gus, I love you. We should wait until other people talk, and then
Okay.
maybe match their energy.
Okay, I'll do my best.
You come into the disused room. It's just like any of your classrooms. She's not there yet when you get there. She arrives a couple minutes after. And says, says, "Hey, sorry I'm late. This is kind of a last minute sort of thing, so I just grabbed us this room. I hope that's all right with you guys. So why don't we all just find seats and get as comfortable as we can, and then we can talk." And she pulls up just one of the chairs from one of the desks and sits down.
Chris pulls up a chair too. He feels weird about like being in a chair behind a desk, so I think he like pulls it beside the desk. So it's a little bit less like being in a classroom, maybe even I think actually feels like a full-on classroom. That might have been what he used the time for between like Sophie Scott getting there and them getting there, is like pushing some desks to the side and making like a circle.
These aren't those weird desk chair
That are
connected hybrids, are they?
Oh god.
Thank God. Olive, I think, settles in next to Gus. And she kind of leans over and it's like, if you want to run things by me, like, or if you just want like, not to, like, if you want to like a sounding wall.
I don't think she looks young to other people.
Freya is also sitting next to Gus.
They couldn't see the fish people. I don't think they can see young Sophie Scott.
That like actually like makes her like, if Olive sneaks a picture of Sophie on her phone, what happens? I guess.
She looks the same to us, I bet.
You get a picture of Sophie.
And she looks young and everything.
Yeah.
And we can confirm that with a third-party bystander. Just ask some random person, how old is this?
Just ask them, what does the counselor look like?
Yeah. I also 100% expected Olive to like lean over to Gus for some reason and be like, "If you say one wrong thing, I will fuck you up. I will fucking end you, Gus." That's the energy that like immediately came into my mind.
Same.
And then Olive was just like, "Oh, if you want to like run something by me."
It was her very nice way of like having to avoid that energy. Yeah. I think at this point, Olive looks at Chris like, you start.
Chris is gonna look over at Sophie as like, "Hey, I'm sorry about this weekend and kind of like messaging you out of the blue, and you'd mentioned that I should like talk to you during school hours. I kind of wanted to talk about the same thing and about all of the kind of crazy stuff that's been going on with us lately."
All right. So there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah. And I'm going to sound insane, but I think I'm just gonna lay it out there.
Well, I don't think you sound insane, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't said anything yet. Sorry, that was a very Gus comment.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that you're rude sometimes.
No, it was a logical jump that was not actually pertinent to, I'm sorry. So ever since the incident in the gym, we've started having weird dreams, and like Chris is measuring this and like looking to see if like the same possession happens or not.
Yeah, she's listening. You don't see the same reaction that you were seeing before. She just is sort of attentively listening about your dreams.
Yeah. And it's, again, this is gonna sound crazy, but I promise it's 100% real, and we need like an adult that believes us. In these dreams, we actually see each other and interact with each other, and they tend to happen right before one of the awful events that we've had recently, like when Jess's mom died. We had a dream the night before with Jess, and the same thing happened with Molly and her aunt. And it feels like we're mixed up in some like big otherworldly stuff, and no one believes us. And we think that maybe you were involved in something similar when you went to high school here. And we're hoping that you had some advice or some knowledge or some understanding that maybe we don't.
Okay. Anybody who wants to can make an empathy roll to see what might be going on with
Yeah,
Sophie.
I am definitely doing that. I have a superb in that.
I got a terrible.
I got average.
I think Chris is very much just focused on like revealing enough to have a productive conversation without like playing their whole hand.
Just listening and trying to not say anything.
So with that average, notice a sort of a tick in her right cheek. With the superb, Olive, you definitely get this feeling that her mind is trying to reject what is being said. She's trying to listen, but she's pushing against something that's trying to keep her from paying attention to this.
Do I get the feeling that pushing would help? Like to keep going?
With that superb, you think that keeping going will cause some sort of reaction for sure. But you don't know if that's a good or bad one.
Okay.
Chris is gonna keep going unless he gets some sort of signal.
I think I'm going to kind of put a hand on his arm really quick and then pull up that same picture that I showed my dad earlier and say, "We know you heard the drums."
Ooh.
And show the picture.
Gus, this is confrontational without being rude.
There's a whole article about, it's like there's a whole news article about it. So it's like, we know you you heard the drums.
How old do you look in the mirror?
It's not the time, Gus. It's one step at a time.
I don't think she looks young to herself.
Okay, but that doesn't matter right now.
Okay.
Still with that superb, Olive, you see a struggle going on behind her eyes. And finally she says, "Drums, yeah." And she pinches her forehead like she's trying to ward off a headache. And she says, "Yeah, we went camping, my friends and I, and it was stupid, but we heard that thumping sound, and nobody would listen to us about it. But yeah, I'd almost forgotten about that." And she pinches her forehead again.
Can you still hear the drums?
You're getting the same type of headache that you got last time we talked about this.
Is this what we talked about? I can't remember. This migraine that
The clock. Ask about the clock.
She Olive holds a hand out for the blueprints.
I'd give it them to her.
I don't give her the blueprints, but I unfurl them. What is this?
she looks see her struggling to focus on it. And she pauses like she's stuck. She says, "Those are blueprints of something?
There's this symbol. Does this symbol... I pull up a bigger version of it, because again, I don't want to hand this over to her in case something bad happens, but I remember we looked up the symbol. I hold up the image of the symbol. Does this mean anything to you? This symbol?
The moment her eyes light on that symbol, her expression just goes slack.
Get ready.
She...
I'm gonna pick up the chair.
Oh dear.
Just in case. I'm ready.
She leans back into her chair and just sort of slumps into it, and she says, "It is too soon."
Bullshit!
When?
And too soon for what?
Tonight.
How are you trying to save your world? What are you doing?
Will we see you in our dreams?
I will see you. Yes.
What does it mean? Quickly!
It grinds the world.
For what?
And she slumps.
I throw the chair against the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Atticus immediately checks her pulse.
Yeah, she's gonna go up as well. Grab like a water bottle. Miss Scott, I'm so sorry. It looks like you had a migraine. Are you okay?
I'm so sorry. I know that this is terribly unprofessional, but I am having such a headache. I don't know what's happening to me. This is the worst I've ever had.
Do you get these a lot?
Sometimes, yeah. It comes and goes.
Has it been happening more lately?
I mean, it happened the other day at the cafe. I was so embarrassed.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
It's just fine.
I have some aspirin. Do you want... I have some... Would you...
No, I can't. No. I've got... And she like reaches for a bag and just pulls out like a prescription bottle. Takes a couple of pills.
Ooh, prescription bottle, not just Advil.
What do you take?
My doctor gave it to me for the migraines.
When you move back to town?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my doctor here.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, turn it down just a little bit.
How old do you look in the mirror?
How old do I look in the mirror?
How old do you look in the mirror? Do you look the same age that you do in that picture?
I'm sorry, I have to go.
It's a simple question. I'll let you leave. How old do you look in the mirror?
I don't know. I look pretty young. I've always aged well.
Okay. Yeah, you've got really, really good... Your skincare routine is on point.
She starts literally stumbling for the door.
Olive is not tall or strong enough to stop Gus, but she's going to try to stand in between. Okay. She's like, okay.
He's not doing anything.
Okay. That... Actually, I think I was expecting that to go a lot worse. She's like, Olive is shaking from the adrenaline. Like, she did not mean to push. That's not what she does. Okay, so...
I think it's gotta be Principal Gilman next, right?
No, guys, I didn't have a chance to talk about this. I tried to talk to my dad because they all went to school at the same time. He had no memory. Like, he's affected by this thing. And I think so is...
Everyone is.
But some people aren't. We talked to Jess. They're
What thing are we talking about? The thing where they can't remember what happened, or the thing where they're getting slow?
Things are getting slow, and people, yeah. So no, this was my dad. My dad is getting slow. So I think the principal is having the same issue. I don't know.
Oh, but if he isn't though, so then we just confirm it. And if he is getting slow, if he isn't getting slow, then we know he's not involved, and it's an easy cross off. But if he isn't getting slow, then we know he's also one of the different people, for whatever reason.
But it's also people who've been around us
that are more affected.
Like Raw Dog wasn't slow.
What do you think would happen if we didn't go to sleep tonight?
I don't know if I'll see y'all tonight.
You have an unreasonable amount of Adderall. Adderall could keep us up. Take some Adderall, take some caffeine, stay up overnight.
But if we stay up, does that have anything to do with the outcome?
I don't know. There's only one way to find out.
They're playing a game with us. I have a strong belief that we are not following the right side. They keep saying they want to save their world, but they don't say that they want to save our world.
I think getting information is the most important thing. And I think that tonight we would get information.
But what if
It's also true.
someone dies because we go to sleep? What if we can stay up and not kill someone?
And then we kill ourselves, though.
What, with one night of staying up?
And then how do we not know the next night? And then how do we not know the next night? That's the thing.
We don't, but we can try something. We don't know a lot of things. The only way to learn is pushing the boundaries.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
Cause another person to die.
Why did she come back here?
I think that's a really good question, Gus. I feel like people are being drawn. I think the drums are drawing her.
The fuck was up with the military? Why did they leave?
Was it John's family that was the general's?
I thought it was the
Principal's family. Somebody.
Which is also why I think it's like the principal is someone we have to check up on. He's like too connected. Too many like angles point to the principal.
I think we talked to the principal, but Freya, I understand where you're coming from, but I think this is the most information we've been given. You know what I mean? This is the closest connection we have to finding something out that's real.
Yeah, to be fair, the last dream we had, is like probably the most progress we've made in this entire.
And as awful as I am going to sound right now, because believe me, I know how awful this is going to sound. I feel like if we don't get information, we don't have to worry about one person dying. We have to worry about everybody dying.
What if there are other ways to get information?
I'm all ears.
We just got a good amount by confronting Sophie. She's like avoiding looking anyone in the eyes. We can talk to the principal, or...
I think we should talk to the principal, absolutely. But what if he is also, what if he is involved? What if he has something in him? What if we get the exact same message that we just got from Sophie Scott? That it's too soon.
We push.
But that it's too soon. That will break the vessel.
That's bullshit. They're playing fucking games. It is not too soon. If it's going to break the vessel, then they would show their ass instead of playing with us like fucking puppets. I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you.
On that same note, the fairies couldn't see us any other way either. The ones that asked for our help?
Or they're lying. Or they're lying. Fucking Brennan thought the woman voice that was talking to him in his head was the best fucking thing in the world.
We're at a place right now where the only thing we can do is trust. And we can't keep punching at ghosts. Again, if there's more information, if there's another way to get information, believe me, I want to know that. I don't want anybody else to die. I don't want to do this anymore. But apparently we're it. And it's not fair, and it sucks, and this is all bullshit. But
If we stay up one night and it happens the next night, then we don't lose any information, and at least we tried.
But what if it...
Can't stay up tonight.
I don't think we can stay up tonight because I think that is the finish line. The thing that they want us to do is get there. Something is happening tonight, and I think we have to do something before tonight.
Yeah, so let's...
Not after.
Gus, I don't think anybody's disagreeing with you right now. I look around at I'll look around at everybody else. I don't think we're disagreeing with that. So let's find the principal. Let's corner him. Let's do it. But let's just do it. I'm on board. I'm just...
Yeah, let's go.
Are we
go.
as good as we can be?
Yeah.
Not saying much.
But we don't let him leave. If the same thing starts to happen to him like it did to Sophie Scott, we cannot let him leave.
Okay.
Okay.
I think, yeah, Olive is fine with kind of heading out and going down to the administration section of the school, putting on the daughter of a coach, like daughter of the staff kind of face, like, hey guys. No, she's like, hey, I'm so sorry. Is Principal Gilman still in?
I believe he is. Hold on a moment. And she knocks on his door. Yeah, there are students to see you, Calvin? Yes, he's in. Do you have an appointment? Or...
We don't. We were all of the students that were negatively impacted by the gas leak, and we have some really serious concerns, and we just want to talk to him directly.
It's very important.
We're gonna sue.
Give me a provoke roll.
Huh.
I was trying to do that. Can I do the provoke by saying it's very important that we speak the principal?
Can I help by looking intimidating in the background?
Yeah, I can't help with that. So
Because I have provoke. Oh no, I don't. I took it out. It's average. It's average at least.
I'll do it.
It used to be my top.
Oh, okay. I can give you the help action then.
No, it used to be. You should do it unless because mine's just average.
You say?
yeah, Sarah, who do you need to roll a provoke roll? Because
I got you. I'm doing it. I did it. It's a good. I just grunt.
This administrator looks for a moment like she's going to buck against what you're saying, but then just sort of decides that she's not paid enough and lets you through.
That's the realest shit.
yeah,
Fuck these kids. I don't get paid enough.
administrators at schools, we hear you and we see you. Yeah. So at this point, we all just we squeeze into his office. I don't care if it's too small. We are not sitting down.
Freya's gonna stand in front of the door.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what's this turd's name?
Calvin.
Calvin.
Calvin, yeah. Calvin Gilman.
Calvin, we got some questions for you.
Principal Gilman is sort of a large man with sort of salt and pepper graying hair, and he is looking very surprised at your entrance. He says, thank you young man. What can I do for you?
When you were younger, you went on a camping trip with Sophie Scott and a man that now goes by Raw Dog.
He's the fucking coolest.
Why don't you remember hearing the drums?
Oh no, I remember the drums. We went out. We didn't start hearing them till the third day we were out there. I always sort of assumed it was someone on the beach nearby having some sort of a party or something.
No, you didn't. You told people about it and they didn't believe you.
Yeah, we told people about it and they didn't believe us, but like, why is this coming up?
Something happened to Sophie Scott.
Something happened to Sophie?
She's been getting headaches ever since she's been here. She can't remember the drums clearly, and I'm going to take out the blueprint to the clock. She said this grinds the world.
I'm sorry, Sophie said that?
Yes, what does this symbol mean?
I'm afraid I've never seen that symbol before in my life.
I would like to, again, use a fate point to use the stunt lie whisperer and roll empathy to see what the fuck is up with this dude.
Give it to me.
That's an epic again.
He is on the defensive and trying not to show it. He is lying, and he feels like he's backed into a corner and doesn't know what to do right now.
Why are you lying to us?
Thus, lock the door.
Freya, lock the door.
But Freya locks the door.
Symbol, drums, grind the world!
I unplug his phone line from the wall.
Okay, at this point, he stands up and pulls out his cell phone.
I go to grab his cell phone out of his hand. Can I do an athletics?
Yeah, you can do an athletics. We'll contest it.
Okay.
See how it goes.
Where did they go? Great +2. I don't remember what that is.
Great, superb, fantastic. He attempts. He fumbles and almost drops it as you rip it out of his hand.
I smack the shit out of him.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Chris is gonna step in and stop.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
We don't hit.
And he's just, Atticus is like unhinged. He's like, answer the fucking question.
Principal Gilman, we know you know something. What is happening?
And I'm gonna need another provoke roll from whoever wants to be the provoker.
I'm helping by glaring at Principal Gilman.
Come on, guys.
Okay. That's a great. With the help, that's a great.
And I also help by just like kind of like shuffling over, trying to help hold Atticus back. Listen, and like tell Principal Gilman, listen, we just want to talk. My friend over here, I'm not liable for what he does. None of us are. He's a madman.
He's the bad cop.
I'm here to save the world, motherfucker.
Okay, with a provoke, with that help makes it superb. So with a provoke of superb, what happens now, my friends, is that you see Principal Gilman's pupils dilate into slits. Gills open up on his neck.
Yes, he's not.
Oh fuck.
Fangs extend from his mouth, and he hisses.
Who sent you? I'm gonna pick up the fucking chair and throw it at him.
Yeah, Chris will go ahead and punch him.
Can I use a fate point and try, like, after all that, try and web him to the wall?
You may.
Atticus takes this time to say to Chris, see, I only hit fish people. Vindication!
Okay. Okay, those cancel out. It's a superb.
So this monstrous man, let me see if he dodges. He does not. You get him stuck to the back wall of his office, and he is hissing and spitting.
Atticus is taking a video.
Yeah, I throw the fucking chair at him. Can I roll? I have a heavy object swing. Can I roll physique instead of fight as I swing this chair at this webbed monster?
You sure can.
Okay. I got an epic.
You smash the chair into him. His eyes close, his mouth closes, his neck cranes to the side in a way that doesn't look natural.
Oh shit.
We need to go.
Shit.
Oh my god.
Should we check the pulse?
No!
first?
Run!
Okay, let's get up.
We were all very clearly the last people in here.
We can't leave.
Did he? Can I roll to notice if he changed back to Gilman or if he's still Gilman?
Oh my god, it was right there.
It was.
You motherfucker.
Olive doesn't want to run. Olive just wants to get out of the office.
Freya is still standing in front of the locked door and will not let you go out.
Okay, can Atticus check his phone? I said I was taking a video.
Oh, right, yes,
It looks like what I saw.
it does.
Atticus posted on every social media. Atticus airdrops it to every phone that's
Oh,
up
God.
Atticus,
Around?
what are you doing?
No.
What are
Whoa,
you
whoa,
doing?
whoa, whoa,
That
whoa.
looks like him to normal people.
Hold on. What Gus is saying.
What normal people? What?
The normal people don't see fish people.
We don't know that.
We 100% know that.
Like, even if we didn't know
We
that.
don't post evidence of us killing
Yeah.
the principal.
Okay. Someone needs to check if he is dead.
Yeah, okay. I check his gills.
He doesn't seem to have any gills anymore, as far as you can
Oh,
tell.
son of a bitch.
Is he breathing?
He is not breathing.
Check his pulse.
No pulse.
Gus, you fucking killed him.
Gus.
You gotta bring it back to the hole.
Gus. Have you tried at all to use any magic? Like, I mean, since that day.
I don't feel it anymore.
Now is the time to try.
I can't feel it anymore. Do you want to see?
Yes, honestly.
Do you believe you can?
No.
We gotta try. That's our only option of getting out of here without the police and an investigation.
Is there a window in this office?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Is there a window in the principal's office? Yes.
To the outside?
Yes, it has blinds over it.
Cool. That's our exit if we're gonna leave.
We talked to a staffer. There are cameras at this school.
Yeah, we take the body.
What are we trying to do? Are we trying to bring him back?
We are getting rid of the evidence that there is a body here at least.
Can I look in Principal Gilman's phone? I still have it. Can I try to unlock it? Can I use his face or his thumb?
It's a passcode.
Um,
It's an Android phone.
Motherfucker. He was evil all the way down.
do I have anything for that? I guess I have fair investigate. Or what would that be? Investigate, empathy, I don't know, notice? Can I try to, like, hack his phone? Can I look around his office or something on him? Or if the Android one has the pattern, too. So when it's, like, black, sometimes you can see the very clear, like, Z some people make.
You can make an investigate roll. It's going to take a superb.
Oh, fuck.
I'll help you. I'm gonna blow some I'm gonna heat my breath and like heat up the screen so you can see maybe like an oil shit.
Okay. So that's one health.
Okay.
I am not kidding. I'm gonna take a picture. 4 pluses.
Nice.
4 plus 1 off of, I think it was, where did it go? Off of fair. So fair plus 5.
I'm pretty sure that's epic.
It's epic, right?
That's yeah.
Great, super perfect. Epic, yep.
Yeah, you find the pattern and you trace it correctly, and it unlocks. It's pretty standard phone. You don't see anything immediately damning on it.
Yeah, I just want to like, can I do now another investigate or give it even to like Freya maybe and try to see if there's any like email, incognito mode tabs, like whatever that is anything possible nefarious.
If you ask Freya to do that, she is going to respond with, I would be happy to help. We need to get out of here first.
Okay, let me think.
Okay.
There's a window right there. We go through that. We take the body. I need you to web up any cameras that might be able to see us before we go out there.
I'm gonna try the spell thing.
Thank you.
But if it doesn't work, we gotta take him with us.
Yep.
Okay, if anybody can help me focus, that would be great. Just gotta think of words and intention. Okay.
What kind of roll is this?
This should be a will roll if anything is even connected.
Freya will, like, grab your head and, like, put her forehead against yours.
Okay.
Olive will also just like hand on the back, steadying, like literally like to support the back of like leaning into it.
Atticus gives a little bit of harsh motivation and says, "Get it done, motherfucker," and that's how he helps with Will.
Okay.
Clark is also going to help by just looking at him. You caused a temporal rift in dimensions, motherfucker. If anyone can do this, it's you. You are the power.
Cove, back to the hole. I am the power. Because we're fucked in many troves, bring Gilman back to the hole in the cove. And I try to teleport him into the hole in Lantern Cove.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll. Nothing happens.
Yeah. Fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Web his body. Get a rug. Get a blanket.
Yeah, we need out now.
Gotta go out the window.
Is this a kind of window that actually can open, or is it one of those windows that is just a window with like totally sealed?
Let's test your luck. Oh, yeah. It opens.
Does it open enough for humans to fit through it?
You can't, like, walk through it, but you can, like, squeeze through it, yeah.
That works.
All right. The first person that needs to go out is Clark, because Clark, I'm so sorry. We need your van.
That's fine.
Does anyone know if there's any security cameras on this wall?
Looks at Atticus.
You know that there definitely are.
There is okay, we need to can you web that security camera before we go out?
I can probably do it again, yeah. Which side is it on? Which corner?
It's just to the right when you step out.
I think while this is happening, Chris is going to leave through the front door and look for the staff. Or was there just one person at the front?
Yeah, and it looked like they were about to head out.
Is there a security camera in that room?
Not that you know.
It was a superb.
Nice.
Sorry, what's the one? Epic, not superb.
Even better.
So pretty much just kind of like at like the most tries to just shoot out his wrist and like a little bit of his hand, so that's not noticeable.
Atticus for sure has Clorox wipes in his backpack and is trying to wipe down the phone, the chair, and the doorknobs.
Okay. And Chris, you went out. Was he allowed out, by the way?
Yeah, Freya is busy trying to make sure that we don't get caught.
So, Chris, you go out the door, and it looks like the administrator that let you in has already left for the day.
Okay.
So there may be more faculty in their offices, but you don't see anyone immediately.
Okay. I'm gonna go back in and say, like, everyone, the person who's at the desk is gone. So it's plausible that we left before whatever happened to Principal Gilman happened to Principal Gilman, but we need to be seen on the cameras leaving this room a reasonable route. If that means we loop back and come to the window or whatever, that's fine, but we need to be seen leaving this room
I agree.
like normal.
Yeah, you're right.
Window.
Okay.
And maybe split up.
Yeah, we need to get this body out.
Olive is totally in agreement, but Olive's going to go around and she's going to replug in the phone. She's going to make everything look like this guy just left for the day.
The chair is broken. What do we do about the chair?
The chair is broken.
We take the chair baits with us.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
Okay. All right, the camera is covered, and so you managed to get the body of your principal to the van without being noticed. Actually, you know what? I was gonna just make it easy for you, but do make a stealth roll.
Okay, who is taking the body?
Chris's plan, to be clear, is to go out the front and then immediately separate from the rest of the group because he is terrified about the implications that this has on him being part of the team if he gets caught.
There are worse things than losing your team here, mate.
I have practice in the morning. If I picked right before the morning, like that's my team needs me right now. He's not gonna just like do it silently though. He's like, I can't be seen with this. Like
Yeah, no, it's fine. We should split up anyways. There should be maybe all of you too. Go do something in a completely different space so that it doesn't look.
Yeah, all of you and I can go to the field.
Yeah, Freya, same. If you want to go maybe check in on Molly or something, see if she also is slow / or not a fish person, but maybe like, I don't know, okay.
Gus, are you okay?
And then me and Gus, and Clark.
I would rather be working with the body.
Bring him to the hole.
Okay.
Can we please meet up somewhere before tonight?
Yes.
The hole.
You want to go to the lake or the cove?
Yes.
I don't know if bringing the fish back to its home is the best option.
I think
I'm not. I'm bringing him to Raw Dog.
Raw Dog's gone.
Okay.
Raw Dog left. He went back to Chicago?
Oh, Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, he left, dude.
You think he
Yeah,
left?
he said he was
You
leaving.
think he
We
left?
saw him go.
We saw him leave.
Okay, guys, we cannot
Yeah.
keep. Guys, we gotta go.
Not right now.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Okay.
We need to
Go to the hole.
hole because it's the easiest place to do right now.
All right.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let's go.
And-
I'll see you guys
Yeah,
there.
we can start there.
Then, Freya, if you want to help with the body, I'll go to the art. I'll go act like I'm gonna go work on a painting, I guess. I'll see you guys later. Look, everyone.
Do not mention this over text.
Nope. Or WhatsApp. Okay, bye.
Love you.
Hey, Brendan.
So, Sarah, roll stealth.
Yeah.
For everybody, as we're all going away, or just for the crew?
No. You want to be seen
Yeah, that's right.
when you're going away. Just for the stowing of the body into the van.
I've never been more scared in my life.
Fair.
He's got like one fate point to burn.
Yeah. I'm not using a fate point for this. It's a superb.
Superb.
I got a superb for stealth. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, as far as you know, you are not spotted.
As far as you know.
Far as I
Our
know.
favorite DM
That's
trick.
great.
As far as you know.
Motherfucker.
Ugh. All right. I'm assuming the webbing's still on him from before.
Yeah.
Keeps him together. It makes it easier to carry him.
Yeah, and we just shove him into the van.
Right. He's in the van, and you guys leave via the front door.
Yeah.
My van's gonna smell like fish in the morning. That's awesome. He just kind of like sneakily sends a text to Ashley, apologizing that he's not gonna be able to hang out tonight. Something came up.
Okay, but that's such a perfect superhero parallel.
Yep.
I know.
It's very on par for the Peter Parker
Yeah.
luck.
Thumbs down response.
Damn, dog. You didn't even get words.
Just sends, I promise I'll make it up to you later.
Just invite her.
No.
Hey, you want to help me bury a body?
Alright, do you want to help me like discard our dead principal's body into this hole in a lake?
Dog, instant fuckability. If somebody asked me to hide a body, I'd be like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, honestly.
You're so problematic. That is the reddest flag I've ever heard.
Ooh, you got that necro riz. Never mind, I'm done.
Gross. Hate that.
Okay,
I hate that.
look, as long as it's like the right kind of like if someone, yeah, I'd help someone hide a body.
My best friend, yeah, not some like guy that I went on one date with to prom and then a concert.
All right. So to be clear, where are you meeting up?
Nathan Cove, baby.
Out on the cove. Okay.
That wasn't. We had to get a boat to get to that place.
Yeah, I think we're probably at Raw Dog's place.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good a place as any, I guess.
Chris, does Chris come?
I think Chris is not going to be the first to get there. He's going to like make sure that like other people have gotten there and that like it's reasonably safe. He like very clearly doesn't want to be here, but is like trying to be a better team player.
Atticus also isn't the first person there, but it's only because he changed his clothes and burned them.
Freya is absolutely like one of if not the first there.
Yeah. Right there
Yeah.
with you.
The people with the body?
that body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we also didn't like decide when to meet, so Chris is gonna show up like a little after sundown.
yeah, that's a good time.
I just wanted to put this out there. This feels like it's like, you remember how it was for the case files? Yeah. Broke through the roof on that. New ceiling of anxiety.
Yeah. Freya is like, oh, this is like hiding a crime is like investigating, but backwards.
It's like investigating, but
This is
backwards.
like when people who are obsessed with true crime documentaries become serial killers. That's what this is.
I'm legitimately scared. Right
I'm terrified.
I kind of hate Sarah a little bit right now for doing this to me.
I think we did this to Sarah. I don't think she expected us to murder a principal. So,
I know what she said. His head.
You
Sons of
shouldn't
bitch,
have
no.
made him a fish person.
You know we're racist against the fish people, Sarah.
Okay, before other people show up, Freya is going to get some time with Gus and ask how he's feeling about having killed someone. Like, even though it's a fish person, it's still like a person that we knew.
That's not real. That is a tool. That's what Sophie Scott says. She says they are tools that somebody else is using, which means if it's not Sophie and it's not the principal, it's either Raw Dog or the other guy. And I can't help but think, I have to think that this is not the true Principal Gilman, that this thing is impersonating him. And he's out there somewhere But there's no way in hell Raw Dog left.
Gus, if this isn't the real Gilman, then what do you think happened to him?
I think when they went on the camping trip, something happened to all of them. And I think Sophie Scott is the only one who came back.
Then why isn't she aging?
We clearly met Raw Dog.
Because she has something inside. I think maybe... Yeah. Everybody who we've talked to about this who was there has lied to us. And Raw Dog has gone fucking crazy thinking about this shit, so he's drawn to this place. Something happened here. And it's happening again. Right, Freya?
I don't know, but you gotta be at least partially right. Something is happening. Something did happen.
They keep telling us to wait.
Yeah, I think that the too soon might have been that it was too soon to try and call upon that thing, that it hadn't gotten enough energy back. I think that's what the Sophie saying too soon was about.
100%. I think Gus knows that, but is thinking that it's a bad thing. It's the bad guy, and you want to keep them on their toes.
Freya hugs Gus.
He lets it happen.
Yeah, there's been a lot of death, and we have to believe that we're not killing people, right?
We have to. Or at least maybe we're still in a fucking dream. I don't know.
I think Olive shows up before sundown. I mean, if people are there before sundown, just because walking through the marshes with coyotes and ravens scares her. So, especially going it alone. So she shows up. Does the principal still look like this fish person?
No, just looks like the principal.
Yeah, he hasn't looked like a fish person since we killed him.
I didn't catch. I thought he still kind of looked like a fish person in there so the whole time. Okay.
I want to say that when people start to get there, Clark's just sitting there still at the wheel. Just breathing to himself, just lost in thought.
I think Olive gets in the car, gets in the passenger seat next to him, and just puts a hand on his shoulder. Silence.
He kind of jolts for a split second, but kind of eases and calms down for a second. What the fuck did we do?
We did what we had to do. Look, we keep going about this like we can salvage some fucking part of our lives after it's over. But the real fucking truth is, if we don't put everything on the line, it doesn't fucking matter. There's no easy...
Like Raw Dog? Like how you mentioned about how he lost his goddamn mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clark. That's exactly what I mean. We got the fucking shit end of the deal. There's no going back. We go forward. And we're probably all gonna die. I'm sorry.
Olive looks at Clark and says, "We have to believe that everything has a reason."
Fucking why?
Gus, I have to believe that everything has a reason.
Because some of us still want to live after this. Because I don't want this to be the end of this. Things have just started. It's too damn early to be the end. And if I can't have a sliver of hope for what's next, if I should just admit defeat, yeah, there's a giant ass chance that we're going to all die. That we're going to fail. But I've got a sliver of fucking hope that we keep our sanity. And I'm sorry for getting like this. I don't mean to get like this. I'm just afraid that maybe it's already happened. Maybe we've already gone insane. And that was just Principal Gilman. What about that?
What if it was all just a stupid-ass gas leak?
Yeah.
Well, then we play the fucking game and we get to the end.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
No,
Right now, that's
No,
what
we're half-assed. Good. And we need to continue to do it.
Gus, we know. We all know that. Believe me. We all know that. But also, if a few of us need to mourn the life that we wish we had had, we're gonna do that. And I'm sorry that that is not what you want to be seeing right now. But in this exact moment, right now, there is nothing that we can do because we're waiting. So I am going to be sad. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a weakness. That is me taking a moment. Okay? Be angry. If that's what you need to push through, be angry. Clark needs hope to push through. Don't take that away from him. Okay?
If we are heroes in a storybook, this is the time where everything goes to shit. But if we are heroes, Clark, like your comic books, like your superheroes, then we'll get through the shit. Fine. We'll get through it and there's an upswing. But Jesus Christ, it's going to be hard. But fine, hold on to hope. But you got to put everything else on the line.
Yeah. Well, I guess that just depends on who's writing the story, isn't it? Is it DC or is it Marvel, Gus?
I don't understand what that means.
It's fine. He just kind of, after that, it kind of breaks his own tension and just kind of chuckles at his own stupid joke.
I think at this point you hear like ice clinking, and then Atticus comes around the van and he's like, I'm sorry I was late. I really had to get coffee.
Can I get a sip of that?
All right, you get enough for the whole crew?
No, I didn't. I didn't think about it.
Yes. Do you have any Adderall with you?
Yes.
I also have gummies if you want.
I should be sober for this.
Has anybody figured out how we're going to get out? Are we putting this man in a hole in the cove? Is that what's happening?
Unless anyone has an idea of how to resurrect a dead fish man, then we gotta hide the evidence.
Okay.
I think it's also our best bargaining tool if there is something controlling Raw Dog.
Does it look like, as we were coming up, does it look like there's any evidence? Because I believe we saw him pack up and go.
We did.
Is there any? Did we see any evidence? Because we saw he had like a kind of a nice. Did he have a kind of a nice car? I can't remember. It was something weird.
There was a joke about that, yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
But
we joked he had like an Audi or something.
did we see any evidence on the way out of his car? Like, is there any evidence that he didn't make it, or that?
No. He's not there, and he seems to have gone.
You have his phone, right, Atticus?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Freya, let's do that.
We text Raw Dog? Tell him to come meet us
Wait,
here.
let's do this investigation thing first. See if there's a Raw Dog in the contacts. Just chill, okay? Your thing will happen too. Let's look.
I got a fantastic.
Right, with a fantastic investigation into the phone of Principal Gilman, you find not a lot of like incriminating evidence or anything. You find him talking a lot of messages with his family that seem like they might be code for something.
This is some fucking get out shit.
Like, it seems like there's something going on in the messages that you would need to have like a code book to know what it means. But otherwise, this is just the phone of a principal of a school.
I fucking knew it's the families. Remember, the other guy's family was another founder family.
Well, here's the thing. If he's never came back from that camping trip, he didn't actually make a family and settle down.
I know you said it would require a code book, but I want to look for repeating patterns in the messages. Anything that is said multiple times or regularly. Any, like, common misspellings. Anything that is, like I said, yeah, repeating, mostly.
Sure. And you find that there is much too many references for family reunions to make any sense. Wouldn't be having family reunions all that often, but it's talked about a lot. You find basically looking over the structure of the things that don't make sense, you piece together with your fantastic again that it's like they're talking about meetings that they don't want to say anything about. They're talking about places in particular. There are place names that don't make any sense. So there are places in particular that they do not want to say where they are or where they're going to be. There are references to grandfather a lot, and no one seems to actually directly talk to grandfather. And grandfather is not part of the conversation, but is mentioned far more than it would seem to make sense.
Okay, is there a family meeting coming up?
Next week.
And in my searching, are there any, like, emergency meetings?
No, there doesn't seem to be anything about our emergency meetings.
Can I specifically cross-reference the Facebook messages from my fake Raw Dog account to the time in the family chat if there was any messages from Principal Gilman?
There was a message to the family chat. It said, "Heard from the toy, but I don't know if it was real or someone just messing around."
Okay, I want to search for the term "the toy" throughout this.
That is the only mention of the toy.
What happened on the gas leak day?
Yeah.
What happened during prom?
Gas leak day and prom.
Both of those coincide with a family reunion.
The dates of the deaths.
Yeah, what about
Yeah.
You don't find a pattern with those dates.
Okay.
Can we message Sophie Scott from this phone?
There is a contact for her. There are no messages in the text history for that contact.
Is there a nickname? A nickname on her contact?
No, it just says Sophie Scott.
Is there a contact labeled the toy in his contacts?
No.
Okay.
How were the messages phrased? Was it, "We are having a family reunion," or like, "I will see you at the family reunion"? Was he instigating it, or is somebody else instigating it?
Hmm.
There's a mix, actually. Sometimes he's declaring a family reunion, and other times someone else does.
What about when we had meetings with Sophie Scott? Is there anything written then?
There is not.
What are the names of the people that this message group is?
Different people with the last name Gilman.
Does it seem like there are a lot of phone numbers? Like, because you can see like how many people are in a group.
There's a half dozen.
Okay.
They're the fish people. This is how they get in contact. This is how they are told what to do.
Can I look up Professor Gilman's grandfather? Or like grandfather and Gilman, or like, I don't know, like important Gilman patriarchs?
Sure. It's easy to find a genealogy because the founding families keep clear records of their genealogy. His grandfather is dead.
Okay.
I want to see if location history is on this phone.
It is not.
Can you text them to meet us here for a family reunion?
We would need to figure out a place to do that, and we don't know where the places that they go are.
Here.
Yeah, but no.
They don't go here.
Yeah, it would have to be at one of their places. we would have to figure out.
That'd be totally sus.
Things have only happened when we've agitated them.
That's true.
I don't think we're ready to agitate again.
I still don't want to go to sleep.
I understand where you're coming from, Gus. But I can tell you right now, if we agitate, we will die. We're done.
I don't. How do you get from one to the other?
To me, we have a dead body and a bunch of people who will have no problems with killing us.
And a bunch of old money.
And a bunch of really old money. I would like to see if I can remember if there's any mention of a grandfather in the town of, like legend, you know what I mean? Not legend, but, town lore, I guess. So of, like founding fathers, that kind of situation. If there's the term grandfather is used at all in the history of Lantern Cove.
Well, doesn't it just mean Dagon?
We don't. I'm seeing if this is something that is known as in our town, like we hear the term grandfather.
Yeah.
You do not.
I mean, yeah, we can assume it's Dagon. I'm just trying to figure out if it's something that we hear very often from the old family.
No, you're right. Should narrow it down and actually be sure.
I think we should go to sleep.
Freya instantly tenses
We
up.
still haven't dealt with the body.
I think we need to sleep first. Wake up early, then we can deal with the body. We have leverage now.
Someone dies.
Somebody already died.
We already killed one person today.
We'll be together.
Look, I can stay up. I don't think I will have anything to help with in the dream.
Maybe you'll get a new fairy.
Yeah, we need to find out what happens.
That terrifies me. I don't want that. I don't trust these things. I think we need to go to sleep.
Right here?
Right here, right now.
I'm going home to go to sleep, but I do think we should go to sleep.
I can't stop you,
Gus,
but I think it needs to be here.
give us a reason why it has to be here. Why is this better than anywhere else?
We have the body.
It just feels right. And we're together.
Body is here. If we're not going to get rid of the body, we have to stay with it until it's gone.
You all just not have parents?
My mom doesn't care. She trusts me.
My mom works late at night.
I'm so sorry that you're going to get in trouble. And I do mean that sincerely. I don't want you to get in trouble. I know what that means to you.
Thank you.
If you need to go, you can go.
I want to point out that we're all on murder charges right now. Like, it's not about lacrosse right now. It's about not going to jail for the rest of our lives. It's okay that you care about lacrosse, I don't mind. I just want you to know that we are all risking way more than just that right now.
I know you didn't ask for that, so you can go if you want.
I can't think about that right now, but I can think about lacrosse.
Thank you. I was going to say, Freya, you bring up a good point, but at the same time, that might cover our alibi. If a family member sees us at home, then there's no question of where the hell were we all last night.
Then we gotta get rid of the body.
Or if the people who are going to get noticed not being at home need to leave, they should leave.
We can also
I'm okay if I stay.
we can also put the body in where Raw Dog was staying. How many people come out here and search for things? It's just a place where vagrants are.
Why would we not want to just get rid of it?
I don't know.
Because I think we need it.
For what?
A bargaining tool, a chip.
Here, have a dead body. What?
No, I think they'll use it against. If we can't see it, that means they can use it.
I see where you're coming from, Gus, but remember the prom. We knocked out a few of their guys and then they all went running. They didn't care about survivors. They didn't care about their dead. They left. They got out of there.
Those aren't the ones sending family reunion messages, checking in on where people are.
I'm not gonna fight against that instinct.
I do think the compromise is fine. If you are noticed, if you don't go home, sleep at home. If you can stay here, let's stay here and watch this body.
Tell my mom I'm sleeping over at your place, Gus.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I'm gonna head home.
You all stay in.
I ain't got shit to like. I don't got anywhere to be. I just tell my mom I'm staying over at a friend's.
You can tell her that you're staying over at my place. I'm pretty sure my mom wouldn't even know on a normal night.
Yeah, then I'll just say my friend Clark.
So, some of you stay, some of you go home. Once you're all asleep tonight, it begins. Another shared dream. The first one in a long time. You're all standing together in blackness, yet you are well lit. All of you are your alter egos, except for Gus, who just looks like himself. Ahead of you is an area of fuzziness, of, well, whatever it is, your eyes just can't get a focus when you look at it. And within that blur, a light begins to emit, and a familiar woman's voice speaks to you, and she says, "I'm sorry it took me this long to really talk to you. I had to learn to dream. You see, it's more difficult than you think." The blur sharpens and the light intensifies. "I'm afraid I'm about to do something that you're really not going to enjoy." And finally, the unfocused image revolves into your school counselor, of course, Sophie Scott. "I'm going to tell you the truth." And with that, we'll end our session for today.
I love you all. I'm so sorry.
I love you all. It was amazing. No, it was perfect.
That was so good. You are all so talented.
I sure didn't expect y'all to do that this quick. Well, I sure didn't.
I mean,
Either did we.
Didn't expect it to be a one-hit
I kind of
kill.
wish he hadn't rolled an epic,
Yeah.
to be honest.